hello. So I had a whole plan of doing a writing challenge in October. Today is October 4th, my bad. And I haven't gotten a chance to write it all. So, tonight's the night. It's 6:21. Well, no, that's a lie. You saw me write yesterday? Or I tried to. I sat down to. Not totally sure. I don't really remember, but I am going to start right now. Again. Right currently. Presently. I can't even tell you what the past few days I did. I had my cousin come over yesterday. We usually hang out once a week, but otherwise I don't really remember what else happened the first few days of October. Time just flies when you're having fun. Except who's doing that around here? I'm just kidding. Life's been fine. Battery's flashing, of course it is, because why wouldn't it be? Tomorrow is Saturday. I think I'm going to take tomorrow as a day to batch content for social media and really get in the game, because on October 1st I posted about how I was coming back to social media. Have I posted since? Once today. So we do need to get on the wagon. I had goals for October. The only thing I've been doing every single day is walking. So at least we're getting something done every day that I wanted to get done. But we need to be better. So, hi, hello. If I'm being honest, I genuinely cannot remember the last time I talked to you. It's been a few days. I wanted to talk to you yesterday, but the battery was dead, so I couldn't talk to you, so I charged it, and then I completely forgot. So, we are here now. Wednesday, it's upload day, so I'm like, the vlog has to get posted today. What is in the vlog? And I haven't watched any of the footage back yet, so this could be a short one. I had started this writing challenge with myself where I was going to write 4,000 words a day. Did that happen and it's the 9th? No. Because I went back from the beginning and I started incorporating some of the fixes that I needed to make, because I just felt like I haven't looked at the back of the beginning for a while, so I kind of was losing the trajectory of where my characters were at emotionally, and also should be at emotionally. And so I went back to the beginning, edited my way to the end, and it struck me quite oh crap, that I am writing Aaron Astor to be somebody that he definitely was not in the other book. At first it happened on accident. So I was making him react to certain things in a way that I kind of related to. It just kind of felt right for his character and all that stuff. So, and then once I realized it, I had already written a few scenes where he's reacting that way, and I'm like, you know what, I kind of like how his character is, because that's just how it felt. That's just how his character felt for me. And then I'm like, hang on a second though. Was he really like this in Love Not a Champion Problems? No. My whole thought process behind excusing some of that is going to be everybody perceives people differently. And Margot was going into the whole Aaron Astor situation biased in the first place. And so, oh my gosh, I was trying to ignore it, but my eye bags are massive. So she's going into the whole Aaron Astor thing biased in the first place. So she kind of always looks at him with this negative lens. And granted, he does say some things that are very questionable. I kind of want to lean into everybody sees someone differently, and so he might have said something that triggered Margot in that instance, but he himself didn't intend for it to trigger her. I guess an example would be in the book, he says, he's at the end, spoiler alert, at the end, Margot says something like, "Why are you smiling when I'm not going to marry you?" And he says something like, "I'll just look for the next pretty heiress to marry," or something like that. And that's not a good line, that's not a romantic good guy line. But I kind of like the idea, he meant it as a joke, but he how Margot already perceives him, she didn't take it as a joke. And I have him very much so kind of surface level, straightforward, missing social cues and stuff in this book, because that's actually how I initially had him in Love, Not Champagne Problems. More nervous in that high society realm, not well versed in it. That's why he didn't have social media. That's kind of why he wasn't like introduced to a bunch of parties, is because he just was not somebody who does well in that environment long term. Because he can put on a good show, but he can't he doesn't like it. He doesn't feel like he fits in. And so I'm trying to toe the line of yeah, he said some questionable things in Love, Not Champagne Problems. He was very arrogant about some things in the other Champagne Problems, but I think what I'm trying to tackle is even though he said things that, weren't the greatest, he told Margot that you and me aren't made for love or something like that. Some things that are just boy. But I think if I make sure he's not intending for things to come across the way that they do come across that way, because this man is just not socially aware so much. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm trying to lean into that. I had kind of a meltdown scare over it, because I'm I love how I'm crafting his character. This feels like his character, but it isn't how he was portrayed entirely in Love, Not Champagne Problems. But I'm well, if you look at it, Margot's going into him with a bias already. She does not like him. She does not want to marry him. And so anything he does, and anything he does in the book, she kind of just is even when she first meets him, she's he was okay. He was handsome enough, average. But it's kind of all in how a certain person looks at somebody. I think I can tackle it from that angle. I just have to be more intentional about it now. I don't want Aaron Astor from Love, Not Champagne Problems and this book to feel two completely different characters, even though we are going to see many more sides for Aaron Astor that will kind of make him feel like a different character, but only because my main character actually cares enough about him to know his backstory more than Margot did. So, but that's why I haven't been updating, or I haven't really written much. I did get to 27,000. I don't know where we last left off. For some reason, I was thinking it was 20,000 where we last left off, but I also could be wrong. So we did get to 27,000. The goal for the month was to finish this book, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So, probably not. To be honest, this book isn't going to be anywhere near what Love, Not Champagne Problems was in length, mostly because my main character doesn't have as much going on personal life-wise as Margot did. Margot had so many subplots that I had to tie up by the end of the book, but this character doesn't really have many. That definitely not as many, so I don't think it's going to be as long. We're going to gun for 80,000. I haven't had an 80,000 word book in a very long time. We're going to gun for 80,000 and see where we end up in that regard. So, this is probably going to be the video. I know, crazy, short, wild, but it's been a little bit difficult to find time recently to write. Stuff's been going on, but I'm going to be more intentional about it. I'm going to do it this morning after I finish my coffee. Bobby is laying down, so we need to go drink this so I can still write while she's laying down. Thank you for watching. I promise the next one's going to be better, because I'm going to be actually writing in the next one, and you'll see it. I'll make sure to vlog. Pinky swear. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 10 young adult romance books and 1 new adult romance book, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!